thanks so much. It is always with a little bit of shame that I come to these things because these conferences happen in such great places. So we're here in Miami Beach, beautiful location, this incredible building, and yet you expect me to talk about the greatness of my hometown. And just like any mayor, my shame will not affect my behavior. I'm still just going to plow right ahead. So I want to say thanks to NLC for inviting me here, and particularly for those of you who may follow them. This week, they issued a report about Chattanooga's Innovation District and some of the things I'm going to be talking to you about today. And I would encourage you to go read it. It's really fantastic work by the NLC. So we're here today to talk about economic resilience. And for Chattanooga, we know the pain of holding on to the past for too long because we've done it. We were there. And when we talk about economic resiliency and the way that mid-sized cities can be a part of the future of our new economy, it has special meaning for Chattanooga. So let's talk a little bit about my hometown. Here it is, a beautiful place. We are a valley that's surrounded by mountains with a river that cuts right through the middle of our downtown. And if you come there today, and I hope you will sometime soon in the future, you will see a special place. But like many mid-sized cities, we've had our own special path to getting there. In 1969, the person in the upper part of the picture, Walter Cronkite, did a special on Chattanooga, calling it the dirtiest city in America. The dirtiest city in America. Our waters were polluted. Our air was filled with smog. And because we are a valley that's surrounded by mountains, when the foundries and the mills billowed out smoke, that smoke stayed in our area. And it was a place where you literally couldn't see. And so as you can see in the next picture over, literally there was a difficult time just seeing around Chattanooga. We worked hard to change our city's future. And so what we did was say, we're not going to let history wash over us. In fact, what we're going to do is form our own city's culture and city identity. And we planned for the downtown. In the middle on the bottom, you'll see renderings of the change in the waterfront. As our river cleaned up, thanks in part to the Clean Water Act, and our air cleaned up, thanks in part to the Clean Air Act, we said we could take advantage now of the natural assets that we have, and in fact, built the city that has this great waterfront attraction. At the same time, we recruited new industries with a different kind of manufacturing outcomes, like Volkswagen, which built a LEED certified facility and is now the only U.S. manufacturing home for that company. The next stage for us is how do we participate in this new economy? And in part, thanks to the funding that the stimulus provided, Chattanooga has the fastest, cheapest, most pervasive internet in the world. I'll say that again. Fastest, cheapest, most pervasive internet in the world, and it's owned by the city. We have 10 gigabit per second internet in our city, and it goes to every single home and business, not some neighborhoods, not some places, every single home and business in our entire 600 square mile area, thanks to a fiber optic cable that runs throughout our city, again, owned by the electric utility. And what we tried to do is harness the power of this special advantage that we have. So the next big idea for us is located in the heart of the Innovation District. This building that you see there, thinkers, starters, doers, we're trying to make sure that we bring all of our assets together in one location so that we can continue to build the innovation economy right here in Chattanooga. The city got control of this building that you see, put out an RFP and said, if you will come in as a private developer and partner with us to turn this into the centerpiece of our innovation district, we will let you buy this building from us and change the way that our city operates. And then we drew a circle around this building and said anything within a 5-minute walk is going to be in our innovation district, and this is where we want new entrepreneurs to locate their businesses. This is where we want existing businesses to interact with startups. This is where we want creatives and scholars and researchers and students all to come with their new ideas. And it's been incredibly successful. Tell you a quick story. A few years ago, out of a failed business, a couple of guys started a new company. And what they wanted to do was to start text messaging for restaurant reservations. They went to some of our own encouragements in our what we call 48-hour launches, walked out with some money, got a little bit of capital, developed their idea, and then within about 18 months of starting, they sold out for $11.25 million to OpenTable, the largest restaurant reservation services in the world. Now this building, which you see, has just been remodeled to look like this, and OpenTable has an office growing in the middle of our innovation district. But it's not just them, it's Bellhops and Southtree. Southtree started a couple years ago with 4, it's now at 120. Bellhops, with just a couple of people, now is over 100 people. They do peer-to-peer moves, so that just like Uber does for your car services, Bellhops will match you up with somebody who will take your apartment and move you to a different location, all growing in the middle of Chattanooga, Tennessee. So what the city is doing to make sure that we get more interaction in our downtown is to invest alongside people who are making a big change in Chattanooga. This is our park, sunken down, 5 or 6 lane street running through the middle of it. This is one of our largest open spaces in the middle of Chattanooga. But it's being changed right now as we speak to something that looks more like this. Again, raising up the park to street level, building an amphitheater and an open pavilion, tree lining the center of the road, slowing it down and streetscaping it across to another open space so that we create one of the most dynamic areas in our city. And in addition, we're turning old buildings, which may be difficult to do, into something that's a little bit more energetic for the area. This is, as you can see, one of the ugliest buildings that you're ever gonna come across. And that's nothing against the people who built it. It was built to hold some equipment, and they really didn't think about anything else, and this is located in the middle of our innovation district. So this is, like every building, a 4-sided building, and the city partnered with them to turn this into something different, and now the largest mural in the southeast goes in the middle of our innovation district. So what the city is doing is investing alongside people. We have seen tremendous amount of growth, $650 million invested in our downtown. As Jim Fallow said, I became mayor near the beginning of 2013, and by the end of next year, we will double, I'm going to say this again, double the number of people living in our downtown, which is incredible. Now, the next stage for us alongside this is as we build out the innovation district, we want to make sure that everybody feels a part of this economy. Because when you say innovation, far too many people think of young white males, when in fact that's not the case. And for us to be a great city, we have to tap into all the talent that exists there. The picture that you see there is of something that we call Tech Goes Home, a new program that we thank the NLC for giving us an award about what it's trying to do, and that is to make sure that families and seniors have more skills to participate in this new economy. Chattanooga has the fastest internet in the world. And again, it's hooked up to every single home and business. So we want to do 2 things: increase access. We've done that by making sure that any family who has a child on free or reduced lunch can have that ultra high-speed broadband at a super low cost. But the other part is we actually want them to turn it on and use it. So NetBridge teaches people these fundamentally important things like how to get an email address, how to pay your bills online, and of course, how to make sure that your kids are actually using the internet in their homes, exploring, creating, making sure that they are doing the things that will build their skills to participate in this economy. So this is not Narnia or something out of the next Marvel movie. This is about 10 minutes from our home, from my home. And it's an incredible view, and it helps when your city looks something like this. But what we all have in our cities is unique assets that we have to take advantage of. And for us, we spend all of our day trying to get more out of what we already have. This is a great example. There are a lot more cities that look like Chattanooga than look like San Francisco, New York, and Boston. And for America to be great, we all have to be participating in the economic resiliency that comes from the new economy. Thank you very much.